Here with IBF welterweight champion Jaron Ennis.
What's going on?
What's good with you, Boots?
Chilling.
Camp's going on for Eimantas Stanionis, April 12th.
Yeah.
How's everything going?
Camp going great. Taking it day by day, getting better and better each and every day, and can't wait to show out.
There's a viral picture going around. You had your sparring partners, and one sparring partner, like, it's kind of random.
Yeah.
Sean Porter.
Yeah.
What was that experience like, though?
No, it was cool to be able to have Sean Porter in in the ring with me. They helped me out for camp. He got on the back end. He did like the last 3 rounds. It was cool. It was a good experience.
Being in there with a guy that's like seasoned, he's been in there with high-level amateurs, high-level pros. Like, what is that like? That you take certain things you like, or just analyze them like overall?
Just analyzing him overall. Just picking his brain, seeing where his mind is. It was good work.
Stanionis, undefeated. This is supposed to be like your step in the right direction to get in the fights that you want.
Yeah.
What kind of boost can we expect?
I don't want to spill the beans. We just tune in April 12th. You're gonna see a magnificent performance by me. Flawless performance, and just tune in. And, I ain't gonna say too much.
I saw the little face-off with y'all, the little back and forth where you said, "I like that belt. That's coming home with me."
Yeah, and I touched all on it. That's coming home with me. That WBA belt coming home with me, and that Ring Magazine belt coming home with me. I will be unified lineal champion of the world coming April 12th.
I thought they would have had the ring belt there. That would have been dope too.
Yeah.
Like seeing like the ring belt in between y'all.
Yeah,
two.
I think it should be a weigh-in though for sure, or a press conference.
Yeah, I gotta ask you about fights. Gervonta Davis draw with Lamont Roach.
Yeah.
People looking at it as controversial because of the whole knee. What'd you think of the fight?
It was a great fight. I had it 7-5 Tank, or you can make it the draw, but I feel like Lamont, he did good. He did a great job actually. I just don't think he did enough to pull it off. And I feel like people was overlooking what Tank was doing in the first like 5-6 rounds. He was like boxing and frustrating him a little bit. But Lamont, like I said before, Lamont did a great job.
Yeah, some people had it Tank, some people had it draw, some people had it Lamont. Do you think Tank gets a lot of criticism for not knocking Lamont out and Lamont not being a big name, so they overblow it?
I think so, yeah, and I feel like people just don't like Tank to a point where any little thing, just because he ain't knock him out, he probably feel as though that he lost and he didn't, or it was a draw. I feel like Tank was doing a lot of smart things in the beginning, moving a little bit too much, but I feel like he was still like frustrating him and things like that. And I think Tank did a good job. Like, he looked sharp than me. I don't know. People just be talking. At the end of the day, you can't please everybody.
Were you surprised that Lamont was in spots winning the exchanges and kind of caught Tank with some good shots that he visibly like, yo, I got to reset?
Yeah, I was definitely surprised. Like I said, Lamont did a great job, But when you fight a champ, you gotta really take it to him and really like take it from him. And I feel as though that Lamont did a great job at that, and he was like trying to catch and counter him and things like that. But I don't know. I think he caught Tank off guard a little bit, maybe, But the Tank wasn't really focused in the corner. He was arguing with Calvin or one of them. I don't know. It's just a lot of things. We don't know what was going on in camp,
I ain't gonna lie. I thought Lamont edged it.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts on the knockdown? You had people saying the knee.
Yeah.
You had people saying it should have been a knockdown. They're justifying it. And you had people saying, that was some bullshit. It should have been a 10-8 round.
The round that he did the knee, and I thought he won that round still. Yeah. So it would have been 9-9. I guess, right? Or something like that. That's 9-9? Yeah, 9-9. It would have been 9-9. But yeah, I mean, anybody else, they would have, made that a knockdown. I don't know what was going on. Or it might have been a big moment for the referee. The referee didn't know what to do or things like that. But I mean, mistakes happen, things happen. It's boxing at the end of the day.
Former sparring partner of yours, a guy that you've known for a while, Julian Williams, loses a decision to Ennis Tellez. Really, really good fight. This was supposed to be like Tellez first step up. What'd you think of the fight?
I thought Julian was doing a great job, you know, his boxing and using his legs and things like that. And I thought he looked good, you know, but he didn't, you know, he didn't pull up, he didn't get the victory. So, you know, at the end of the day, I think Julian is a great fighter, you know.
Did you see Gary Antoine versus Rayo Valenzuela?
I seen like little bits and pieces of it. You know, I watched Julian fight and I watched Tank fight, and the fight was like still on as I was like, you know, in the house. I was just like looking.
Were you surprised at the outcome? Because a lot of people had Rayo, but Gary Antoine did like a clean sweep of 12 rounds.
No, I wasn't surprised. You know, Rayo is I think he's like 35 pounder. Anyway, so I guess Russell did his thing. He did a good job. You know, glad he came world champion.
That's a guy that you fought in the amateurs and whatnot. What is it like seeing the guys that you came along with now that you're having your success? That seem like all your rivals or friends are like winning belts and winning big fights.
It's good, you know. The youngest taking over, you know. The young OGs taking over now. I'm gonna say that, you know. Yeah, we all doing our thing right now. It's multiple of us that's world champions at the moment.
Yeah, you said young OGs, right? Yeah. Y'all used to be like the prospects.
Yeah,
now you like the
we
guys.
all 27, 28, 29. We getting up there. We the young OGs.